Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Astral Chain, and today we're going to continue the little series we've done where we're going to tackle the R3 Olives cases. These are, as I've said before, the most challenging missions in the game, and a very nice way of kind of testing all of your potential. Everything you've built for your legions and for your character is going to count towards this, and this is basically the perfect way to test it. So, in the previous video, I had an emphasis on ambushing enemies on their spawn points, being fully aware, but because we're going to be going to missions that I don't fully remember, this is a very rare opportunity for me to show off the more organic mindset of how I approach missions when I'm not entirely sure where enemies spawn and how I think on the fly. The other thing too is that we've already covered a lot of missions in the past, and I know that most people have beaten most missions before the R3-11 mark, so I'm going to be skipping ahead to R3-11, and because I've already done R3-B2 and R3-12 in previous videos, we're going to skip that one too, so this is going to be 11, 13, and 14 for today. Now, one of the things about these missions is that because of how it works and because we've already looked at the more challenging ones, I wanted to make sure that you guys were ready and also, again, became more aware of the mindset. So without further ado, let's have a look at the legions. Of course, with previous videos, I've already said that Hit Rush is one of the most useful skills in the game because of how it distracts the enemy and also gives you ample time to proc slow if you have them equipped on the legion you're controlling during the hit rush. So I've already given that to arrow and sword as well as arm, and I've also given them the power charge. Usually my sequence goes where I would go for a power charge before a hit rush before I begin my combo. That way that if mid combo I get lucky and I proc a slow, that just gives me more advantage. And you want to constantly press your advantage too. A lot of these enemies are very dangerous, and you want to make sure that you can have as much of an edge as you can. And of course, when it comes to Axe and Beast, even if you don't necessarily main Axe and Beast, maybe you have your own way of dealing damage, obviously everyone's different, but I would highly recommend, not highly recommend actually, I absolutely recommend that you level them up enough to give them Blue Shield and Howl. Blue Shield and Howl are the most useful skills in the game. Blue Shield because it lets you tank more damage, it lets you kind of be in more danger, it lets you kind of gauge the situation in ways that you normally couldn't just because of how dangerous enemies start to become in later missions. And one of the nice things about it too is that it also gives you immunity to paralyze and freeze for as long as they're available, so that's exactly why you want to have it. It also just lets you be in much more advantageous situations so you don't have to worry about clutch moments nearly as much. And of course, with Beast, you have the Howl ability. Howl is a fantastic area of effectability that stuns your enemies, and that's exactly what you want. You want to be able to do all those follow-ups to build up the resonance from the sync attack follow-ups, and one of the cool things about Howl is that the amount of time they spent stunned does not reduce the more and more you use it. It's a very good skill. So looking over at the abilities that I've given them, for my hit rushers, I've given them all exactly the same thing. Given them quick cooldown plus 18 and 35%. Feel free to sub them out for anything else, but I would highly recommend getting as much quick cooldown as possible, just because the more you're able to do the power charge and hit rush, the more quickly you'll be able to do the encounters, and the sooner you can finish them without dying. Now, when it comes to the Axe Legion, this is basically the build that I've been running for quite some time, and I don't really feel the need to fix what isn't broken. I've given him the quick cooldown along with a Super Armor Omega as an additional skill. Super Armor Omega is a very fantastic skill just because it lets you trade hits and you don't get stunned whenever you take non-elemental damage. The only problem with this though is that it takes up 3 slots as its own ability, so I super recommend getting it as an additional ability with any other skill. As long as it takes up less than 3 slots, it's all a go. I've also given him the slow attack, like I've said. All this slow attack is going to apply for the hit rushers as long as you're controlling Axe while someone else is doing the hit rush, and if you can get a slow attack during a combo, that's very good for you. And then going over to Beast Legion, I decided to go all out, give him all slow attacks because of how often he procs it, not to mention that the more chance I have of slowing while dodging attacks, it lets me kind of reverse the situation and initiate on the enemy, which is very essential for how we want to win. That's pretty much all I have to say about the build. This is what I've been using for quite some time, and like I said, don't really feel a need to fix what isn't broken. Gravity Storm on Arm Legion is a very useful skill too, but the reason why I don't use it as much is because later missions tend to put in bosses, and the thing about bosses is they have a tendency to resist gravity, so that's something you want to keep in mind too. Otherwise though, without further ado, let's quickly look into R3-11. Alright, so I've received quite a few requests to do R3-11, and it should be quickly apparent why. They just throw you into the deep end for this one. Thank you, game. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to immediately hop onto Beast and switch to Gladius. And you want to make a full round around the entire map to kind of gauge the situation. If you want, pick up the item, but then quickly switch back to Beast once you pick up the item. Now, the other thing too is that there's going to be these guys that pop out of the ground here. You definitely want to take care of them first. If you have slime resistance, that's something you may want to consider investing in. Otherwise though, before you strike at the enemies, switch to Axe, because Axe is fantastic at dealing with these guys. What makes Axe so good at dealing with them is the fact that it has a much more immediate hit, but also it creates an explosion that also does some additional damage too. So again, kind of gauge the situation like this. The targeting can be a little bit unhelpful, which is annoying because sometimes it's going to focus on the big guy. When that happens, immediately just switch over to your next guy. Okay, so that's one more down. Just keep very, very close watch as which of these plants kind of die first. Once you're free of tentacles though, then that's when you can start focusing on the Proto-Legion and the Jenna Anderson. So the other thing that's annoying about Jenna, if you haven't already seen it in previous videos, is that Jenna has this really, really stupid, unavoidable attack, and I want to be able to deal with that somehow. Oh boy, Beast, help. Amy, thank you. Oh, this is not a good situation for us to start off with. We've taken quite a bit of damage. Okay, so what's going to happen now is that I'm going to try to initiate with Beast and Howl. Once that happens, switch the sword, go for the medicine. Wait, what other items do I have? I don't have any buffers. That's fine. Hit rush, blue shield, and immediately the first thing I see, I'm going to use a auto bind on it. If the Proto-Legion is before me, then that's good. But if not, go for the Jenna. Okay, so now we see that the giant homunculus is still paying attention to us, so we're going to have to find a way to deal with this. My Howl is off cooldown thanks to the cooldown reduction passives that are available on the quick cooldowns that I've given him. Sorry, not on the slows that I've given him. So I'm going to follow some damage, take out the Jenna as soon as possible. Jenna is relatively easy to take down if you had buffs, but unfortunately this mission does not give you the buffs. Okay, my shield is down, so I have to be really, really careful about how I finish this combo, if I finish the combo. Okay, immediately dodge out of the way and switch back to Beast. We are in a pretty decent situation right now, and he saved me, thank you. And what's going to happen is we just need to gauge what our cooldowns are. Howl does not work very well on this enemy, so we can't exactly rely on that. We do have some missile drones, which is a pretty exciting idea. But for now, let's go for some time bombs. You feel free to use these tools to the best of your abilities. And pick up the sword. Do I have blue shield available? Yes, I do. It's time to initiate then. Okay, so going for the legs is always a good idea. Honestly, this is one of those things where relying on Axe's raw damage output is a really, really useful thing. What makes this mission so challenging isn't even necessarily the fact that, like, it's that difficult to do. It's just that because you're immediately swarmed by enemies, it's really hard to know what to do first. But once you have the homunculus by himself, he's pretty easy to deal with. You just want to make sure that you're capped off with health as best as you can. We have some grenades that we could use. We didn't even need to use stun grenades, which I'm pretty happy for. So I guess we'll use Bumblebee here. Here we go. And Axe Legion, you're free to go. Actually, I wonder if stun grenade works on this, does it? Nope, of course, why would it? Okay, so this is one of those moments where we really have to rely on being patient here. Because now... once Blue Shield comes off cooldown, then I'll be able to do some stuff with him. But wait for him to come down first. Okay, he's going to do a beam attack, and the thing about beam is that he's going to bring down those signs, which is exactly why Arm Legion is so useful here. So this is a pretty advantageous situation for us too, simply because it's free damage and also a free stun. So get switched back to Beast to see if we can find another stun before he destroys it. And come on now. Oh, here we go. Got something. Wait, no, he's gonna destroy it actually, isn't he? Yeah. Maybe if I was fast, I don't know. I'll second guess myself here for a bit. But we're gonna need a sun. Oh, no, I feel it's coming this way already. Oh no, it wasn't actually. Okay, I'll go for it then. Design here. Hopefully this brings him down. Yes, it does. Go for the blue shield. And Sword Legion with the hit rush. Oh no, he's gonna go for slime. Ugh. Come on now, come on. Okay, here's the hit rush, and bring us for axe, and this combo should finish him. I'm free to trade hits with him just because of the existence of his Oh, is that it already? There's no slow-mo or anything. Nice. Thanks to the fact that we have blue shield, it was really easy for us to trade hits, but that's the thing though, don't risk it. It's always better to just go for, waiting for the cooldowns before going for any exchanges. Otherwise though, that's pretty good. It's a really, really quick mission, it's just a matter of dealing with the tentacle first, that's all it really is, and then finally small guys, and then the big guy. Moving on. Alright, so here we go. This next one, as far as I'm aware, is going to be one with just a huge slog of just fighting through a bunch of enemies. All these levels tend to look kind of similar, but I'm pretty sure this is the one where like a lot of endgame bosses show up. So at the beginning of the mission, what you can do is just go all the way back here and pick up all the bonus items. Because of, you know, I've played this game so many times at this point that I'm used to not using the items, but feel free to take them. Again, if you find yourself losing a lot and dying a lot playing Astral Chain, it might be because you're not using items enough. Not everyone's quite at the level where they can do it without items, but it's just a nice way to bring yourself towards it and kind of give you that additional tactical advantage. Okay, so I actually don't know the order of the wave, so this is going to be nice. They give you a Reso Max very early on, but I have a feeling this is going to be quite a while. Also give me the frishy water that I like so much, so this could be interesting. If you want, pop off the Reso Max at the beginning, and that way, if you really, really need it, you can use it immediately. Otherwise, though, get your stun grenades out and get yourself ready for what's about to happen. Before you get into the fray, you definitely want to activate some of your power charges. Oh, here comes a Kyle. A Kyle already. It's fine. I have to get rid of this Kyle as soon as possible then. And he's a Pygmalion. Okay. So Pygmalion has this really annoying attack where he hits many, many times, and if that happens, then what's going to happen is I might run out of blue shield really, really quickly. This is a very, very delicate situation. Do I have Howl yet? No, I do not. Okay, there's my Howl. Do some combos. Get rid of Kyle first. The reason why you want to get rid of the humanoid bosses first is because you can't finish them off. So if you find yourself being unable to finish them off, then you won't be able to fully heal yourself and you won't be able to recharge your energy. It's best to save the finish off type targets first. There we go. And that is the first wave done. Alright, so again, between every single wave, I always open up the iris. Oh, it's a Hecate. Oh, I'm salty already. Okay. So, this sucks. What's going to happen is that I'm going to take out the Minotaur first, reason being, Hecate is very annoying to deal with, and I can't always reliably take her out. So I'd rather get rid of one guy first, and then put myself in a position where I'm undistracted. So yeah, Minotaur first. Oh, Hecate is misery. I don't like her. And I feel bad because people ask me, how do we beat flying enemies in this game? And to be honest, you don't. Okay, so the thing is, I wish I had some slime resist. I think my beast has slime resist, but I don't want to rely on that just yet. She looks close to the ground, but don't be deceived. That could mean literally anything. Okay, here's beast. I don't have blue shield yet. Oh boy. Okay, blue, So, what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna have to try to proc some slows as best as I can. And I'm gonna switch to baton mode. And I'm gonna see how much damage I can do with axe. Also, I'm going to keep doing this until I run out of shield. If she does the attack where she creates poison, then I could try to go for an auto-bind. But the problem is, though, is that I don't have the anti-slime, so that's an issue. Oh, I hate Hecate so much. Oh, man. Why do I have to fight her? We don't even have any grenades, either. Like damaging grenades, so that's going to be fun. Please come to the ground. We need you here. Anyway, let's switch back to Baton, try to get as much damage as you can with your slows. Before you engage, it might be a good idea to go for some power charges. But the thing is, though, is that she has a combo that will one-shot you. That one, right there. So now we have to wait again for some more slows. Wait for her to do this attack, then I'm going to do a hit rush. Okay. Oh, she's close to the ground that time. This could be good. Never mind. Let's see what combos we can do here. Okay. So, again, I have to wait for Beast's cooldown, because the thing is, if she is conscious during the time that I'm doing the attacks on her, she's going to do that spinning combo on me, and that's going to hurt. We don't want that. So, shoot the arrow, go for another hit rush, maybe go for a power charge too. Okay, so there's the stun. Again, go for some more damage. We have the power charge, so this is going to do a number on her. And just like that. Always try to go for a power charge right before a combo. I know I failed to do that in a couple of rounds, but you want to be able to do as much damage as you can while you still can. She's super annoying. Okay, so the next is going to be a Jenna Anderson meets Jenna Anderson. What the heck are you guys thinking? Developers, why? Okay, I need to take out small Jenna first. And X, yep. Oh, wait. Power charge. Then hit rush, go for the auto-bind combo. And I missed the auto-bind combo. I don't know how that happened, but it did, and there's nothing we can do about it. So again, just finish the combo as best you can. Oh, I'm gonna start taking damage now. I gotta run. Beast! Oh, we beat Jenna at least. Okay, so this is, I believe, the last fight in this one, which is good. But honestly, though, Jenna Anderson is easier than Hecate, in my opinion. So we're gonna go for it. As soon as the lasers stop, I'm gonna send him in for the Howl. There's one. Make your way behind. Do I have a blue shield? I don't have a blue shield just yet. Blue shield. And let's see what I can do. I've already brought her down to the ground, so that's good. So I'm going to finish this combo and go for another auto-bind. Just to prevent her from summoning more of those explosives. And that's it. Oh, okay. Honestly, the biggest challenge was definitely the Hecate for that one. As long as you're able to reliably do your howls and follow up with a proper sequence of the combos that you saw here, then you should be able to do enough damage to take them out before they're able to retaliate, which is so important. Otherwise, though, when it comes to boss rushes, they're pretty easy as long as you're able to prioritize which one dies first. Obviously, if one takes substantially longer, such as the Hecate, then definitely go for the one that you can reliably take down in a combo or two. Otherwise, though, pretty good run, but let's move on. Okay, welcome to R3-14, and if memory serves properly, this is just a total boss rush, so this is going to be interesting. So, one of the things about boss rushes is that they tend to throw you in the deep ends pretty early on. Honestly, this first one, the Agamemnon, is one of the most annoying bosses in the game. So, one of the things about most of the boss-type enemies is that if they activate an attack right before you stun them, then they're going to finish that attack, even though you stun them. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you see him going for a big attack, do not engage, and just wait for him to do a much more predictable attack before committing to the Howl. Okay, so here we go. We got some slows, got a little bit lucky with them. Going to quickly switch over to Arrow Legion and see how many more slows we can get. What is he going to go for? He's going for an attack. It's fine. I couldn't... Oh, wait. I'm not quite behind him. So my chain combo isn't going to do nearly as much as I wanted to. But again, hopefully after we finish this combo, we should finish him off. The nice thing about them starting off with Agamemnon is that he is one of the most difficult bosses, or boss-type enemies in the game. So the next one is going to be an Enceladus, if memory serves properly, and he's very, very easy. He's basically just the free heal. So here we go. X. Oh, he got out of the way. Well, I keep doing that. Sorry. Got one lucky Gald again. Okay, so the funny thing about the Enceladus is that I've actually uploaded... I do remember this video, this one a little bit, this mission, just because I put up a video on Twitter of me just bursting this guy down immediately, because I think I consumed a shake right before this. He's a very, very easy boss, and he's a free heal. Sorry about the menu, you guys. Clearly, I'm still getting used to this controller. Okay. Yeah, look at me blaming the controller like some sort of pro. Who's next? The nice thing about this, too, is that it's all 1v1s. Oh boy, Heckett. I have to fight 2 Hecketts in one video. What the heck? It's... Sorry, that was not clever at all. Okay, are you at least on the ground? Oh, of course you're not on the ground. Why would you be? That makes too much sense. Oh boy, okay. Okay, here we go. I need to... So pretty much what I did before, go for a power charge right before engaging with your attacks, and just see how much damage you can do. Thankfully, this particular map is a lot... Well, it's usually flat maps, so that's good. And it's not like we have to deal with a bunch of people either. So, yeah, honestly, this could have been way worse. Axe again. Again, switch to Baton because it lets you hit more times. The more hits you have, the more likely you are to proc slow. Oh, come on. I don't like you, Heckett. I don't like you at all. Not in Persona, not in this game. Just stop existing. Oh man, honestly, this would be also an advantageous place to use your Rezo, because that's just how much I hate this enemy. Again, power charge before you do anything. Hit rush. Let's see how much damage we can do here. I feel like if I'm not careful, I'm going to die. Switch the beast. Oh boy. See, this is the annoying thing too, is that there's also the poison. Honestly, I should have been smart and given myself some anti-slime solely for the purpose of being able to get her while she activates it. There's another. Oh boy. There we go. My goodness. Remember, always go for a power charge first, because every bit of damage you can get counts against an enemy that's almost impossible to hit. Okay, switch back to Gladius, and let's see what we got next. Oh, Deimos. Oh boy. Okay, so normally the best way to deal with this guy is to throw something at him. But we don't have anything to throw at him, so we just gotta do what we got. Blue shields. Maybe for another power charge, yeah? So the thing is, if I had anti-burn, this wouldn't be a problem. But because we have blue shields, we can actually just bypass that completely. Sure, we do eat through the shield, but honestly though, because shield itself is on a bit of a timer, there's nothing wrong with kind of burning it as soon as possible. Because while blue shield is out, you can't even activate it, or it can't even go on cooldown. So obviously, being able to refresh it consistently is always a good idea. Okay, before the next wave begins, always open up your iris, activate the power charge. Kalino. Okay, Kalino isn't nearly as awful as Heckett, so hey, we got that to look forward to. Oh, and she came down to the ground. Smart girl. Yes, this is what I want to see. Legion jump. See, got auto bind? No, not quite. Ah, she just got it a stun. I didn't switch back to... Okay, we'll open up the shield because I don't want to take any chances with this. And I have to switch to baton mode for this. Get a stun? No, not quite. Oh no, I did. Okay, cool. So again, go for the combos. See if I can land anything here, can I? We can trade hits because we got Super Armor Omega. That is a lot of damage. Super Omega plus Blue Shield is a fantastic, fantastic way to press your advantage. Again, swim back to Iris, do your power charge, look to see who's next. We have a Tartarus. Ooh, Tartarus. Okay, so just like pretty much any other power type enemy, very, very easy to deal with. Just try to keep your way around them. Oh, you're kidding me. He would immediately turn around. Okay, let's see how much damage we can do with this. Backstab combo and power charge. It's gonna be pretty nice. Come on now, see what we got. Oh, I kind of failed the timing for that that shield there, but that's okay. As long as we're able to do this, we can heal. And you can see that we're already almost at max reso. So one of the nice things about having max reso for the Legion fusion is that we could actually burn the reso as soon as possible and immediately switch. Okay, Echidna. This is a very, very annoying one if you underestimate her. Wait for her to finish doing her attack, then go for the Howl. This is supposed to be business as usual, but the thing is though is that the animation initiations tend to be a little bit different than you're used to. Otherwise, Blue Shield, Autobind, don't take any chances. Go for some damage. Oh, it still whiffs. Oh my goodness, she has a really, really odd hitbox, doesn't she? Okay, we have Blue Shield. Pay very, very close attention to how much shield you have, because that amount of shield will be the difference between life and death. Because Echidna can just out of nowhere do a combo, kind of similar to Hecate. There we go. And how many more bosses do we have to fight? We are down to, I think we have 2 more bosses to go up against, which is pretty good. And none of them are flying. Okay, Cerberus. I like fighting against beast-type enemies because they tend to stick to the ground, usually. Obviously, don't count your chickens just yet. I don't have Blue Shield, so that's fine. I could go for the kickflip combo, but we already have max res, so I'm okay. I could use a stun grenade too if I see that he's getting a little bit, excited there. But thankfully, the explosive damage is just so good. And we are down to the last boss of the hour, and who's it gonna be? It's a Lampus. Ooh, Lampus. Thankfully, Beast exists. Oh, I was worried that I missed. We can use the Fishy Water. Fishy Water. Axe for the Blue Shield. Oh, you wouldn't stick close to the ground. That's fine. I can trade. We have that Fishy Water buff plus the power charge. This is going to be a lot. Lampus is usually very, very dangerous if you have him in packs. And you can see there, he was able to eat through my shields really, really quickly. But that beam attack is really scary. Ugh. No, wait, we have one more boss after this, don't we? Okay, so what do we got? Ares. Oh, it's Ares. Okay, you know what? I'm not worried about Ares. Or maybe I should be. I don't know. Okay, wait for the Blue Shield to come off cooldown. And let's see how much damage we can do with this. Oh, I gotta use a medicine. Oh, that was scary. So the thing is, the Legion takes damage too, right? Is he gonna split up? If he splits up, then I'll be able to switch. And when that happens, now it's just a matter of picking the correct target. Picking the correct target. Power charge. And transform. Here we go. I'm taking damage right now. I'm taking damage, but that's okay. We can trade. And we have some nice AoE damage too. But because of how much reso I have, we can get through the trades just fine. That was really close. You saw me go down to 1 HP that time. I think I made a mistake of underestimating him. What I should have done is I should have added some like anti-slime. You actually noticed that anti-slime would have been a huge help for this video in general, but we were able to get through it just fine. Just like that. Again, one of the nice things about this particular mission is that it lets you practice your attacking sequences, knowing when to initiate your attacks and then going all in, and that's exactly what my playstyle revolves around. This is a pretty nice amount of missions that we've done today. They tend to be quite lengthy, but honestly that's because we're just playing so much. At least most of the time it's all about the fighting. It's less to do with, you know, trying to get through a wolf obstacle course, for example, or a beast obstacle course. And I think we're quite good for what we've been able to accomplish today. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. We have covered 3 missions, which I understand is still quite a length of time, but I am determined to get through as many as we can until we are caught up until the A2 missions or the A1 missions for the R3 tier difficulty of all of cases. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope this guys helped you guys out, and until then, see you guys for the next one. We're not done the series yet. I'm looking forward to doing some more. Take care, everyone.